Well guys, here we are. We're about to go into 2020. I'm going to disclose for you guys here today a stock market account that has over $400,000 in it. I'm going to show you every single stock I own in this account going into 2020. I'm going to explain exactly why I love these particular stocks so much. Now, this account I'm showing you here today with over $400,000 in it, this account is available for everybody in my private stock group to see every single move I ever make in this account. I post it with screenshots. I tell them exactly why I'm selling this stock, why I'm selling it at this price, why I'm buying this stock, and all those sorts of moves. And there's a few reasons why I did this, okay? One is I want everybody to see how I run a portfolio. It's one thing if I tell people you need to look for this in a stock, you need to look for that in a stock. It's another when you like put your money where your mouth is and you're actually doing the things you preach. And if you look for a company that's around this forward PE, why are you doing that? And if you're looking for this type of balance sheet, why are you doing that? And you're actually doing it. I've seen, there's so many investment books out there, right? There's so many books you can read. I'm sure there's so many courses you can take on stock market investing, but how many of those writers of those books, how many of those people that sell the courses, how many of them actually have a substantial amount of money invested in the stock market, and how many of them are actually doing the stuff they preach in the book? That's one of the most troubling things I've always found. When I came up in the game and I was like starting to learn about stock market investing in 2008, 2009, I was reading these investment books. It always did kind of like cross my mind. I was like, I wonder if these people actually even do the things they're preaching about, or they're just writing a book based upon like their point of view on if they did actually do this. But it's another thing when you actually have a substantial amount of money invested and you're actually doing those sorts of things. So that's absolutely why I love it. They can see why I'm buying these stocks, why I'm selling these stocks. And being that we have over 600 members in that group, they get a ton of value from it. And I think it's one of the most valuable experiences in the group. It's one thing to just hear me talk about stocks and teach lessons. It's another thing to see, oh, he just bought $50,000 of that stock. Like, this is real money, and this is a lot of money. It's not like some little amount that's insignificant or something like that. This is an account that's got over $400,000 in it, okay? Number two, it holds me accountable for my action. This is more of a thing for me rather than for everybody else. I just love the fact that I'm held accountable and everybody can see, oh, he's buying this stock, he's selling this stock, because this lets me be accountable for my actions rather than, let's say, I can make a portfolio of a bunch of spec stocks or something like that. I can't get away with doing something like that in the public account, obviously, because everybody knows, oh, he looks for these type of companies, he looks for this type of company, holds me accountable for my actions. And every single time I'm going to buy a stock in that account or sell a stock, I've got to think about it. It's like an extra like reinforcement on me. Think about, is this really a move I should be making? Because everybody's going to judge me for this move. If I sell out of this stock, everybody's going to judge me and ask me a bunch of questions on why I sold out of that stock. And if I go ahead and buy a stock that's not in my framework for what I would usually buy a stock, I'm going to get a ton of questions about this. It makes me accountable for my actions. And actually through having this account, which I started about 2 years ago, roughly somewhere around there, maybe a little less than 2 years ago, maybe a little more than 2 years ago, but somewhere around there is when I actually started the account. It's through Fidelity Investments, by the way. It's made me a much, much better investor. It's a whole different level, because when you're just investing by yourself and you're the only one that logs into your account and you're the only one that sees what moves you make, it's much easier to buy or sell some crazy stocks or some speculative stocks out there. But when you all of a sudden are accountable to 600 plus members, and you know that if you do some stupid stuff and you make some stupid moves and you end up like losing a bunch of money, that you'll be judged because of that, and then some of those members might cancel their memberships and things like that. When you go to that level, it makes you a whole new level of accountability, and it actually has made me a much better investor than I was previously. I was a good investor before I got on YouTube, but over the last couple years since I started the private group and whatnot, I've become a much more disciplined investor, and I start thinking about things, triple, quadruple as deeply as I would before, because I know I'm going to be judged for better or for worse when each move is made, okay? And number three reason I started this public account is just in case I ever want to start an investment fund or a hedge fund or something like that. Now I'm going to have an account that every single trade can be audited. How much I outperform the market each year can be accounted for, and all those sorts of things. So if I decide, a few years from now, I want to start a hedge fund or investment fund or something like that, if I want to go that route, it'll be very easy for me to do that. And when I go into those sales meetings with the guy that has $100 million to invest and he's thinking about investing with me or somebody else, I can say, hey, look at my track record. Look at the stocks I've been invested in. Here's the facts behind this. Here's the math behind this. And here's why you want to go with me. The sales process is much easier rather than, oh, I might be a successful investor or something like that. It's much better to have concrete proof. The numbers don't lie. And when the numbers don't lie, when you go into those sales meetings and things like that with a huge institutional investor or just just a high net worth individual, those sales meetings are much easier, okay? Which who knows if I'll ever want to do that, but if I ever want to, you know, become a billionaire or something, that's the route I have to go, because I'm not going to become a billionaire from YouTube, I can guarantee you that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video as always. I hope you enjoyed me sharing this portfolio with you. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. And by the way, we're going to have a sick deal from January 1st to January 5th on getting in the private stock group. So if you've ever wanted to be part of that group and learn directly from me on how you can build up a massive portfolio and build a lot of wealth through the stock market, make sure you go ahead and go into the description, enter your email address, and we'll shoot you the deal as soon as it drops on New Year's Day. So if you ever want to be part of that, make sure you take advantage of that deal. It's going to be from January 1st to January 5th, okay? Let's start getting into this, guys. What stocks do I own going into 2020? Well, first one up here is a stock named Cirrus Logic. Little cruisy doozy, ticker symbol CRUS. We own 350 shares of Cirrus Logic. We're up over 130% on those shares, a little over $16,000. We're up on that position, $16,406. Cost base on this one is $35.95. And as of right now, Cirrus Logic's an $82.83 stock. Cruisy doozy, I love that stock, but I have started to sell out of that stock over the past month or two. A lot of the future growth in Cirrus Logic, in my opinion, is starting to be priced in with that particular stock. So I've started to take profits in Cirrus Logic, and if that stock continues to climb to $85 a share, $90 a share, I will continue to sell out of those Cirrus Logic shares until we're completely sold out of it, just because the stock has ran so much over the course of this year. I mean, that's a stock we've probably been in for a year and a half, maybe up to 2 years, and to be up 130+%, like just a lot of the future growth in that stock has already been priced in. And unfortunately, sometimes you got to sell a great company because the growth is already priced in, and that's a lot of what is already happening here with Cirrus Logic. By the way, there was rumors recently that one of my other companies, which is named Facebook, is actually interested in possibly buying Cirrus Logic. I don't think that deal would go through, but I think that's just another something that has pushed up the stock price a lot lately. So needless to say, it is definitely one stock I'm holding going into 2020, but it's definitely a stock I could potentially sell out the rest of my shares over, you know, the beginning of 2020. Let's put it that way, if that stock continues to roar higher, okay? Stock number 2 here is good old Elf on a Shelf, okay? Ticker symbol ELF. This is a makeup and beauty related company, and this is another one that I've been taking profits on for months now. Now, of the shares we still own, which is 1,000 shares we still own, we're up 116% on those shares. And this was a stock we bought in 2019. I think we bought this stock somewhere around February, March. So we, you know, just done incredibly well, 116% gainer there, up over $8,460 on this stock. And our cost base on those last 1,000 shares we own there are $7.28. So, I mean, Elf on a Shelf is going tremendous for us. That's another stock kind of like a Cirrus Logic. If it climbs higher, we'll continue to sell those shares probably until we're completely sold out. So we're holding those going into 2020, but there's a decent probability we could sell out of the remainder of those shares in 2020 at some point, okay? This next one here, no plans to sell this one anytime soon, and that one is good old Facebook, ticker symbol FB on this one. On this stock, we are up over $20,000 on, $20,196 as of right now. If we sold out of this one, we're up over 35.5% on the stock. I still think it's very undervalued. Even, you know, with that gain of over 35%, I still believe this stock is heavily undervalued. And I'm definitely gonna have to consider buying more of these shares, okay? Current value of this is over $77,000 we have in it. We own 371 shares of Facebook. Cost base on this one, $153.35. And there aren't a lot of stocks out there that I can be up 30+% on and feel like it's still undervalued. But in Facebook's situation, I still feel like that stock's undervalued. And I think I should raise cost base on this one and eventually get this to a stock I own 400+ shares in this particular account. I think it's the easiest money you can possibly make in the stock market. It was even easier money when I was buying it at 150, but here today at even a little over 200, it's still the easiest money that can be made in the stock market, in my opinion, if you're looking at the next 5 years on a risk reward standpoint. And by the way, I did make a video recently. I'm probably showing you guys somewhere here. I did make a video very recently on Facebook stock in depth and why I believe it's actually the easiest money in the stock market from a risk reward perspective. Okay, next one up here is Fizzy Get Dizzy, National Beverage Corporation. They make a bunch of different drink related products, but the main one being LaCroix, and that's really what drives their business. A ton of people have been moving over to the sparkling waters. That's been a category that has grown so much recently. Okay, and in terms of fizz stock, we're up over 23% on the stock. We're up a little under $6,000 here, $5,948 gainer here. here. Current value on this one is $31,415. We own 610 shares of this stock in this particular account, and our cost basis here is $41.75. And in terms of Fizzy Get Dizzy, I like that stock, and it's a stock I do not plan on selling out of in 2020. Even if it went up another 20%, 30%, even 40%, I love the diversity that brings my portfolio. I invest very heavy in the tech sector because that's where a lot of the growth is, and that's where a lot of the growth companies are. So it's always awesome when I can own a stock that has nothing to do with tech. Like, this is a drink maker at the end of the day, very much a recession-proof business. When recessions happen, people still drink Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and they'll still drink LaCroix and products like that. So I love the diversity it brings there. And even if that one continues to climb, I will still own it, okay? Next stock up here I own in the portfolio is a stock named iRobot Corporation, ticker symbol IRBT. And this was a stock we were down quite a bit on over the past month or so, but it has climbed quite a bit. And now we're actually positive on the stock. We're not positive by much, but we're positive, okay? We're up about 3% on this stock, about $1,500 here. Current value on this one is $47,829. By the way, iRobot makes the Roomba vacuum cleaner that many of you probably know. And they have some other products they sell out there, but the Roomba vacuum cleaner is the main part of their business, and that's what you really got to think about when you think about iRobot, okay? 910 shares we own here of iRobot. Cost base on this one for us is $50.90, and we own a little over $46,000 worth of shares there in iRobot. I think that one will be a successful investment for us. Not a stock I can put much more money in. I'm kind of maxed out in terms of how much money I want to risk in iRobot. This isn't, iRobot's not really the type of company I can put more money in than like a Facebook or something, because the risk reward isn't as attractive on a stock like iRobot. I believe we'll do very well in that company. I believe it's very undervalued, especially when tariffs come off, but it's not a stock I can put $100,000+ in an account like this. It's just not at the end of the day. It's one of those where I'm like, I'm willing to risk this much money, but not that much money there. So I definitely like that one. I think we'll do very well. And I think whenever the tariffs come off, whenever that happens, it's going to be a huge boom to their profitability, which is going to help their business model in a great way. Okay, keep in mind, iRobot was like $120, $130 stock, literally just like 9 months ago or so. Like, it's just fallen off a cliff, and we've been scooping up shares the last couple months. Okay, Skyworks Solutions is the next one up here. They make a ton of different connectivity chips that go into smartphones and smart devices in general. 5G's got to be a huge opportunity for the company to expand their revenues and profits in a massive way. Now, in terms of, if you're thinking about what stock have we made the most money on in the public account, as of right now, it's probably Skyworks Solutions. We're up over $30,000 on Skyworks Solutions. And the best part is the 5G wave is really going to start in 2020, and it's going to really roar into 2021, 2022, and going into future years. So we're up over $30,000 on Skyworks Solutions, ticker symbol SWKS, up over 61.5% on this particular stock. As far as our current value, $79,482 there. We own 650 shares of Skyworks Solutions, and our cost base on this one, $75.70. Skyworks Solutions is a stock I have no plans to sell out of in 2020, even if it rose another 20, 30, 40, 50%, because I still believe that company's undervalued. Never mind, you add up their opportunity to expand their business in the 5G wave that's going to be just huge. For the next 5 years, the 5G wave is going to take over the world, and companies that are well positioned to take advantage of that are going to see their revenues and profits, skyrocket. I believe Skyworks Solutions is one of those companies that is most well positioned there, and is still, in my opinion, undervalued company. So absolutely love that one, and definitely no plans to sell that one in 2020. And I love how we have that one as a very big position there. Okay, next one up here, you guys all know this one. I talk about this stock more than any other stock in the entire stock market, and that is good old Tesla Tesla. In terms of this account, we own 150 shares here. Cost basis of $227.54. By the way, if you're wondering how many Tesla shares I own in total, if you look at all of my accounts, I think it's close to 300 shares, but 150 in this account. Current value on this one, $64,641. And I stand corrected. I thought Skyworks was our biggest gainer, but it's not. Actually, Tesla's our biggest gainer. I really thought it was Skyworks, but nope, it's Tesla. So Tesla We're up to, as of today, if we sold out of this stock, we're up over $30,000, $30,509 to be exact. That's ticker symbol TSLA. The share price on this one's $430. And Tesla's just been going up so much the last month or two that it's been hard for me to keep track of how much that stock's gone up. Like literally, I thought Skyworks was our biggest gainer in the account. It's actually Tesla, but it's just because Tesla has been an absolute beast. And that's another stock I do not plan to sell out of in 2020, even if these shares went to $500, $600, because this is a type of company that has an opportunity in front of themselves to be a multi-$100 billion market cap in the future. So when you have that type of opportunity there, I'm not trying to make small money. And I know a 90% gain doesn't sound like small money, but when you're talking about that type of opportunity in front of itself, it could end up being small money. It could be like somebody that bought into Amazon at $100 a share and sold it at $200 a share rather than waiting for the big opportunity when it went to nearly $2,000 a share or something like that. So Tesla, not planning to sell that one. Love that stock. It's one I'm holding throughout my accounts, and I will continue to hold that one for years to go in the future because they just have such a massive opportunity in front of themselves over the next 3 to 7 years. It's pretty incredible in front of Tesla, okay? Next stock up here is Oobity Booba stock, okay? Ticker symbol UBER. This stock, along with iRobot, are some of our most recent acquisitions in this particular account. And in terms of Uber, I've been buying the stock super heavy the last few months. We're up over 7% on the stock as of right now. We'll have a little over a $3,000 gain there. Current value on this one is $47,000. We own 1,535 shares in this particular account of Uber stock. Our cost base on this one is $28.65. In terms of Uber, another stock I have no plans to sell out of in 2020. A huge opportunity for that company. If the company went under my current cost basis, so it would have to go down at least 7%, I would definitely consider adding some more shares. I don't want to add a ton more shares in this particular account, but maybe I could get it to something where I have 1,700 shares in this account, but it would have to fall under where my cost basis is currently. And if it does that, I'm more than welcome to have that happen and go ahead and buy some more shares there, okay? Now we'll go ahead and look at the last stock here, and then after that, I'll show you what we're up or down in the account in total, okay? Wynn Resorts is the last one here. So Wynn Resorts, they operate gaming properties in Macau, Las Vegas, and Boston. The highest of the highest end player in the gaming market. Unbelievable opportunity for that company over time. Okay, this is a stock that's ticker symbol WYNN, $140 a share. As far as our total gain loss in this stock, so far we're up about $4,671 here, a little over 23% gain. Keep in mind with a stock like Wynn, they actually pay dividends, and that's not even accounted for when you look at that total gain loss. So most of the shares we bought in Wynn were at like a high 3% yield or 4% yield. So pretty much you got to at least add another 3 to 4% on each year for Wynn in terms of the total gain loss. So an unbelievably great company there. I've been investing in the past and just looked at it as a huge opportunity in the future. Current value on this one's $24,664. As far as how many shares we own of Wynn Resorts, it's 175 shares. Cost base on this one for us is $114.25. And that's a stock I have no plans of selling out of anytime soon, and one I could buy even more of if it went under cost. And in terms of this account in total, what are we up or down as far as the current stocks go? We're up about 41% on this particular account, up $121,000. And keep in mind that number doesn't account for all the dividend money we've made in this particular account or the gains we've taken in this account, which we've taken some nice gains in this account this year. We have about $17,700 in short-term gains we've taken in this account, another $19,000 plus in long-term gains. So total gains in this account in terms of stocks we sold and took profits on, nearly $37,000. So $37,000 plus another $121 were up there, plus the dividend money. So needless to say, we've done very well in this account and we're doing very well. And the best part is a lot of those different stocks there, the bullish theses around them when I had going in are just starting to play out. And so that makes me really excited going into 2020 and future years. And I'm going to definitely try to continue to build out that account. Hopefully we can get it over $500,000, if not well more than $500,000 in 2020. And I would love to get that over $1 million account, hopefully within the next 3 years. I hope you enjoyed that in-depth look there at an account that's got over $400,000 and what stocks I'm owning going into 2020. Don't forget, if you're interested in learning directly from me in my private stock group, go ahead and take advantage of that huge deal we're about to have. Go ahead down there to the description, enter your email, and we'll send you an email as soon as that deal drops on New Year's Day, so you can go ahead and get in there and take advantage and start learning directly from me. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.